Welcome to AMM 251A Week 3 Module Demonstration. So because of time crunch and we have a speaker coming to class, this is a demonstration that would have taken place for Section 1 during class. Section 2 will have their demonstration. But for Section 1, this is your in-class demonstration done via video. And for Section 2, you can use this as review. So if you look, we have two Excel files. Your module goes over the figures for your homework file. I'm going to show you in this video your classwork file. So this is the one you practice on first, and then you go ahead and do your homework file. The video via YouTube from Dr. DeBoss, that goes over your homework figures. So the figures are just a little bit different. There's a couple of more store categories, but otherwise it's the same functions. So again, in this video, I'll go over the classwork file. So if you open that up, you have 4 worksheets. You have cumulative finance performance, sheet number 2, which you're actually going to be filling in, showing percent change in profit and in sales. And you have 2 markup examples. Okay, so same thing with your homework. You're going to have cumulative finance performance, which should look familiar. You've worked on this already. A sheet number 2, which you partially filled out for you, and then 2 markup problems, basic markup. So same thing for your homework. So in your classwork file, you're going to notice a couple of things. One is, there's a couple of changes. One is the year. So in the video, it's like 2009 to 2011. But if you notice, the data is 2010 to 2013. Okay, so you need to update that. So the first thing I noticed right here is the title. It's wrong, so I would fix that, right? So make sure that you're diligent and that you pay attention, and when you see a discrepancy, go ahead and fix it. So I can just click on my formula bar right here and go ahead and fix the year so that it's accurate and there's no inconsistency, no discrepancy, and no confusion. You can go ahead and fix this later. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you can see the words are cut off, so you can go ahead and fix this so you can actually see the retailers' names, and you can merge the cells and make sure that it's centered and the text is wrapped. So why we're going to do today is linking, because typically you're going to use data from a previous worksheet, and so like this one, for example, and you're going to be using it for other worksheets and other worksheets after that. And the thing is, if, for example, you find out in this worksheet the data is wrong, and you have to go back and fix it, then you have to go back and fix this one and fix the other one, and anything else that you did based on that original worksheet has to be edited, and that takes a long time. So a good benefit of linking is that you save a lot of time and effort. So let me show you an example. So in the video, it's TJX for Marmax, but if you notice here, it says Marmax because that's the actual owner company. That's the owner of the company. So but if, let's say, we're going to change it or you find an error, we can change it here and it'll edit in anything that you used after that if you link. So the way we link information, instead of having to type out the remaining, see, it's partially linked for you, partially filled out, you need to fill out the rest. So we need the other 3 retail categories. So instead of typing out Kohl's, Marmax, and Ross, we're going to link. The way you link is you're going to click on the cell, in this case B6. You're going to do equal sign and go back to the original worksheet and go where it says Kohl's, which is B18, and then hit enter. Okay, again, I'm going to click on the cell that I want the information on, in this case B7. I'm going to do equal sign, go to your original worksheet, and I wanted to say Marmax. Okay, and the video is TJX. And this would be B23. So I'm going to click on that and then hit enter. And same thing with Ross. I'm going to click on the cell that I want, in this case, my second worksheet, B8, or B8, cell B8, I should say, equal sign, go to my original worksheet, and click on where it says Ross, or in this case, B28, click on that, and then hit enter, okay? Now, a question that comes up is, well, how can you tell, can I just type it? You can't tell if I linked it or not. I can tell because if I click on it, and I go to the formula bar, it's going to tell me if it's linked or if it's just typed. Now, some of you might say, well, I don't see the benefit. I'll show you the benefit. So see how it's linked, Kohl's, Marmax, Ross. Let's say someone goes back and says, no, I don't want it to say Marmax. I wanted to say TJX. If I go to my second worksheet, it's already changed. See that? If I go back to Marmax, okay, it's changed back. Okay, there's a great benefit right there. So then I'm going to link operating profit for 2010 and 2013, okay? And then we're going to determine percent change in profit and then percent change in sales. We also need a net sales information for 2010 and 2013, okay? So the way we do that, take this off, is that you're going to look at Kohl's, Marmax, Ross for 2010, 2013 operating profit. So I'm going to link that information. So I'm going to do equal sign. And I'm going to go to Kohl's, sorry. And I'm going to look at 2010. Okay, so not here, because that's where you're going to want to go. Right here is 2010, so row 21. And then I'm going to look at operating profit. This isn't operating profit, that's net sales. So I'm going to look at column K, because this is operating profit in dollars. So I'm going to click on that cell, K21, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and I'm going to do that for each one. So Marmax, equal sign, cumulative performance sheet, Marmax, operating profit for 2010, click on that and then hit enter, and then Ross. Okay, so equal sign, go back here, scroll down, operating, again, row K, column K, in this case, row 21 for 2010, click on that and hit enter. Then I'm going to do the same thing for 2013, Kohl's, but this time 2013. And this is really good practice for you to make sure that you know to look for the correct data. Okay, so Marmax 2013, column K, and Ross 2013, enter. Now you're going to calculate percent change in profit from 2010. You've done this already. Remember I told you this is going to keep coming up over and over throughout the quarter in lecture as well. Same thing here. So you're going to do, remember, this year minus last year divided by last year, and last year can be taken over by previous year or earlier year. So you're going to do equal sign to let Excel know you're doing a formula, parentheses, it's going to look like a sad face first. And then you're going to do this year, which is the current year, 2013. In this case, 2013 is the current year, minus previous year, 2010, parentheses, divided by, or slash, 2010. Hit enter. Now, we have a problem here. If you notice, there's a negative, okay? And the reason there's a negative is because 2010 figure was negative, and it was negative 53.7 million. And we got a problem, though. If you look at 2013, the profit is higher than 2010. So the percent change should be positive. If 2013 figures are less than 2010, then yes, it would be a negative percent change. But this time it's a positive. So we have a problem. It's taking the negative value. So what we want to do in the formula is tell Excel use absolute value. Okay. So the way you do that is you're going to go to the formula bar. See where my cursor is? Go to the formula bar. And in the denominator, see where C3 is? I'm going to type the letters ABS, okay? Now look at what happens by my cursor. ABS returns the absolute value of a number without its sign, and that's what we want. So we want ABS, and then you're going to put parentheses around C3. Okay, so parentheses. Okay, then I'm going to hit enter, and look what happens. It's still 351%, but now it's positive, not negative. And once I have that, I can use my fill handle and fill it in. Okay. Now, make sure as you're doing this, although you can do it afterwards, just get the math done first, but obviously you're going to have to format because it's not middle aligned. We want percentages to have two spaces after the decimal. So go ahead and make sure that you can see 2 spaces after the decimal. But you'll do all the formatting stuff. Make sure that everything's center aligned. See, like these aren't center aligned. Make sure all data is center aligned. I'll just use this as an example right here. Make sure you have all borders. So I'm going to go ahead and do borders. See, so you can see the borders. I want to make sure that things are center aligned. So something like this, you want to make sure that things are center aligned, etc. So you can do that. You already know how to do that. Center aligned. There we go. Okay. But again, make sure you have 2 spaces after the decimal for every percentage. Okay. Also make sure that the font, see how it's bold. It's a different colored font, different size font. Make sure that you fix that. But now you're going to get here the information on net sales for 2010, 2013. So you're just going to link. So you're going to go ahead and keep doing that. So link 2010 information for Kohl's on net sales. So again, net sales is now this time column D. See, you can see net sales column D. And for Kohl's for 2010, D21, hit enter. And you're just going to do the same thing for each one. So 2010 net sales for Marmax. So equal sign Marmax 2010 net sales. Enter, and equal sign 2010 net sales for Ross, and hit enter. You're going to do the same thing with net sales for 2013. So again, equal sign 2013 Kohl's, in this case D18, equal sign net sales for Marmax for 2013, in this case equal sign 2013 for Ross for net sales, again column D. Okay, so again, format everything correctly, and then you're going to do percent change from sales, and you're going to do the same thing you did for column E. So you're going to do equal sign this year, equal sign parentheses this year minus last year, parentheses divided by or slash last year. Okay, a couple of things here though. One is we want to make sure we have absolute, so ABS, and then parentheses around the denominator, F3, and enter. Another thing is we want to make sure that under the home tab that it's formatted as percentages. So it's not, it's formatted in dollars. So you want to make sure that that's formatted, and then you can do the fill handle. Okay. All right, so that takes care of your worksheet, your table. So again, make sure that you center align these. Make sure these titles are middle aligned as well. Center align, make sure you have correct and consistent font size. Take the bold off, make sure that everything's consistent. Okay, dollar signs, we need to show the cents and 2 spaces after the decimal. When you're done, add fill to the titles, the column headings, and do a thick border outside the perimeter of the table. Okay, and again, the Dr. DeBoss's video goes over this, but for the homework file. Okay. What doesn't get covered in those videos is your markup example. Okay, so these are basic markup examples. So this is your first problem. Find the markup dollar amount for each product category and the markup percent on the following order. Okay, so it takes place in the next video. I'll show you how to look at the markup problems and take care of those. Okay, thanks.